Listen, rejection is God's way of redirecting you and protecting you.
When you get into astrology, you're looking for insight. Nobody who's actually knowledgeable about astrology is getting into it for hopes of winning lottery numbers, good luck, or to know something about their fate. You get into astrology because you want to know more about yourself and your possible potential and your possibilities and the propensity that you possess.
What a gullible idiot.
Why is it that you can give a man like the most clear cut instructions, give them the most simple task, and they'll still find a way to f it up. They'll still find a way to be like, huh?
Boo.
The next minute is gonna be the best part of my day. They're doing construction by my house, so I'm driving past the same crew every day and I wave. They're getting used to my car and they're waving back. It's like I have friends.
Either I'm ugly, which is why guys don't talk to me, or I'm like too attractive that they're intimidated, which is why they don't talk to me. And I don't think I'm ugly, so I'm gonna go with option number 2.
Oh, really?
Yo, am I the only straight girl that feels like she's in a heterosexual trap right now? How come every time I go outside, it's 58 bad bitches and half a good-looking dude?
You're such a donut.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but you absolutely can stay delusional forever if you want to. I support it. If you want to just be 24/7 Delulu, I'm with you. Who are we hurting? Ourselves, but we do that anyway, so what's one more thing? It's a happier place, too.
Oh my God!
Reality has no place in my world, so.
I'm single by choice because I have a fulfilling career where I am doing really important.
Women are dictated by their emotions, and emotions constantly change. This is why for thousands of years, women were not allowed to make big decisions without their husband's or father's approval. Women just don't seem to understand this one very simple fact. Men have absolutely no problem with commitment. It's just that the person has to be worth committing to. It's that second part that is getting harder and harder to find every day. When women say, "Where are the real men?" the real question is, where are the real women? You know, the strong supporting women our grandmothers and great-grandmothers used to be. The ones with respect, loyalty, and trust. The ones that honored their wedding vows and stuck by their husband throughout good and bad times, richer or poorer, sickness and health. Not like the one now that jumps ship at the first sign of trouble. Complain because they don't always get their way. And where are the men? Where are they? They're on the scrap heap where you left them because they're not perfect, and they don't meet the 50-point arbitrary standard checklist you made up. They're not on TikTok, they're not on Facebook, and they're not on dating sites. They're out working and doing their own thing. They're right in front of you where they've always been, and are walking away from women who are blind and refuse to see them.
Can someone please tell me where the masculine men are out there?
I suppose that depends on what one's definition of masculine is. However, they happen to be everywhere, but a lot of them are hiding.
Seems like there's more men nowadays that want to be the woman in the relationship.
Let's hear this one out.
What happened to the chivalrous man? They're far and few between.
Modern feminism happened, convincing men that they suffered from toxic masculinity and that women can do everything on their own so they don't need men to act in a chivalrous manner.
If you are them, where do we find you?
They've been out there the whole time, but frankly, a lot of them are avoiding contact with a lot of women because they never know which ones are going to yell at them for holding open a door.
It's not at the local Home Depot. I've seen that trend. Like, oh, go find your man at Home Depot. No, the guy that's there on a Saturday morning is there because his wife sent him there to get the shit to work on a project.
Okay.
Maybe I can find you at Costco in the meat market.
Meat market, huh? Yeah, I'm not touching that one.
But literally, what happened to the masculine men? Where do I find you? Where do women in general find you? And when did men become such little dusty boys? All right, rant over.
Honestly, women have no one but themselves to blame for this in modern feminism because they constantly demanded that men change their ways and stop being so toxically masculine, and this is the result. So, again, be careful what one asks for, because you just might get it.
This woman's question has 3 answers. First, this woman has absolutely no idea what masculinity is. She assumes that masculinity =, Chad, but the reality is that Chad =, a little boy, because Chad never grew up enough to accept responsibility and commit. But she will never see this because she is looking for the top 1%, and the other 99% are invisible to her. Second, some masculine good men have given up on women because they have been burned too many times. Third, the other group of good men are those that married early, and they are in a happy relationship, which I am a part of. I think the independent working women and boss babes who don't want to cook, keep house, or emotionally support their men have themselves gotten too macho to see the masculinity in even the most Herculean males. Chivalry is often brought up by this sort of person, without recognizing that there are complex unwritten rules, not only for gentlemen, but for ladies. If you want a chivalrous gentleman,
something I didn't really anticipate in my life being single is that the more successful you get, the more single kind of hurts. I am a very independent person. I pride myself on I can do anything alone. You've seen me talk about it on here. But I'm at a point in my life right now where I am arguably the most successful I've ever been personally.
4 to 1, she dies alone.
I'm more financially secure than I've been in many years, all doing things that I built myself. But at the end of the day, I come home to my house that I bought myself.
Oh my God!
And I have nobody to talk to about any of this.
but you are unwilling or unable to be a chivalrous lady, then you're indicating you don't want chivalry by your actions and choices. Chivalry is only dead, since modern females refuse to play the role of lady to the role of gentleman. They've become so self-entitled and disoriented with attitude that they take pleasure from doing their best to show you that you're invisible or don't exist when you do things for them, without realizing that your wife is better than them, would never and has never behaved like them, and you'd never consider them for a second, but you still get out of their way, etc., in public spaces. The reality is that women complain about toxic masculinity. Here's one that wants one. If that is her wish, and if a masculine man walks into her life, the first thing she'll is complain about toxic masculinity. Do you see the irony? There are good women out here. They are usually sure of themselves without being full of themselves. They have to work on themselves just as men need to work on themselves. Remember, your happiness doesn't come from another person. It comes from within. Your happiness will multiply with the right person. But if you have a negative outlook or negative self-esteem, you are probably not going to make the other person happy, and so your sadness will multiply instead. Take care of yourselves, people, and always strive to treat others with kindness and respect. If we go back in time, men used to experience less agony and suffering when they died in war, at least in the past. However, nowadays, a man who gets divorced and loses his house, children, wife, and sense of purpose is in a far worse situation than a man who dies on the battleground. Women simply want us to accept the bait and fight them in a staged game. Love is our battleground. Projecting vulnerability gives women power because it encourages men to step up, get engaged, and take care of them. However, as women showcase more and more authority, males will go their own way and seek out other motivations for living in addition to defending women. Why should we still be here if women don't require our protection? Women want men to remain by their side, take care of them, and listen to their issues, but they also want men to believe that they are not dependent on them. With the promise of freedom from males, feminism has devastated the majority of Western women. Women need males more than they realize because they are unhappy at work and are turning into crazy, lonesome cat ladies, but they won't confess it as long as it is taboo to do so. In the future decades, as our culture gets more conservative, they will eventually come to recognize it. Then, rather than saying they need males because it's true, women will claim they do because it's fashionable to do so. When ladies scream out for males to assist them, a lot of men will genuinely respond and come to their aid, restoring the supposedly traditional connection. Once they appeal to men to assist them, neo-traditionalism will make a comeback. Then, it's likely that many men will respond to their appeals and come to assist them. In exchange, they'll receive conventional relationships, and a new variety of neo-traditionalism will manifest itself. Women will suddenly claim to care about males in this scenario, thereby forcing men back to the negotiating table. Because the men's rights movement aims to reunite men and women in a conventional relationship, there are numerous traditions within it. That is likely another reason why the men's rights movement despises MGTOW 2.0. It not only educates men about the nature of women, but also informs them that they have no chance of victory. Because they are mostly married and serving as white knights for the women in their lives, males in the men's rights movement sometimes struggle to adequately protect men. Their attention is first dispersed and not concentrated in one spot. But with MGTOW, we speak the truth and are not frightened of what others may say, even if they are liberal lunatics. Because we won't fit neatly into the gynocentrism box that males are meant to fit in, feminists despise us. You may either choose to be a conservative man or a man who acts like a feminist. Feminists only want to give males those two options, since women benefit regardless of what they choose. Why do women always think our emotional frequencies and expressions have to be unilateral with theirs? We don't generally feel, express the same exact emotion the same way. Why is this so hard to understand? Heck, we don't even deal with emotional situations the same way. There is a reason why stoicism is a virtue among men and not generally expected from women. When men do wrong, people immediately know and punish them for it. When women do anything wrong, it's usually something done behind the person's back, and you may never find out about it, and the woman is excused for it. There is a huge difference between something that is overtly evil and something that is covertly evil. Covertly evil acts are 10 times as bad as overtly evil acts, because not only are they evil, but they are cowardly as well. There is nothing worse than an evil coward. The reality is that the masculine energy is out of balance compared to modern women's feminine side for too many women in the West. If she is in a position of power and control in her work world, she will carry it over to her personal life. This is not the type of woman who offers long-term potential for a man. A man wants peace, quiet, and support from his woman. Being with this type of woman would lead me to an early grave. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Support us and help us spread support for men around the world. Do comment and share your thoughts. We're always up for a healthy debate and discussion.